In the ancient myths, the eyes were never just eyes. They were windows to the divine, or to the cursed. And in the world of One Piece, Loki's eyes were so unnatural, so inhuman, that his own people wrapped him in cloth before he could speak. Snake eyes, cold, predatory, but most of all, powerful. These were not markings of a devil fruit. They were markings of something older, something unspoken. Born into Elbaf's royal family, Loki entered this world already branded. He wasn't raised. He was contained, not because of who he was, but because of what he might become. And when we finally see those eyes in the latest chapter, they are not just shocking. They are a warning. Estrid, highborn, vain, the kind of woman power seduces and breaks. She was not Harald's chosen, but Elbaf's, a political bride. And when she laid eyes upon her newborn son, she saw not legacy, but apocalypse. Remove that child from this world. She cried, because a prophecy, ancient and whispered, declared that Loki would bring death to his father, that he would unravel the kingdom. And so, her first act of motherhood was attempted murder. She hurled him from a cliff, lied to her husband, claimed stillbirth, and so the boy destined to kill a king was exiled by a queen who feared the prophecy more than she loved her son. But King Harald, he did not follow the script. Though warned by his wife, his priests, and his people, he did not cast Loki into oblivion. He raised him in secret, called him his son. For a time, he tried to break the cycle. And yet, every step brought the prophecy closer, because fate has a cruel rhythm. One you cannot outstep, only dance around until it closes in. So when guards struck Harald down and Loki was there, the people of Elbaf saw prophecy, not circumstance. They saw destiny fulfilled. These eyes were not decorative. They were dangerous. The shackles Loki wore were made of sea prism stone, not just to suppress a devil fruit, but to contain the unexplainable. His eyes didn't need a fruit to terrify. Observation hockey? Future sight? Or perhaps something older? Something elemental. A sense of presence so intense it required blinding, like Gojo's limitless sight. Like Fujitora's radar-like perception. Maybe Loki's eyes do not see the world. Maybe they command it. In Norse mythology, Nidhogg is a dragon serpent who dwells beneath the world tree, a creature exiled from the divine realm, condemned to darkness. Loki was born under similar omens, tattoos that resemble wings, a mother who tried to erase him, a life lived in exile. Is he the incarnation of Nidhogg? Or worse, its heir? And what if his devil fruit isn't just a Zoan? What if it's the mythical Zoan modeled Jormungandr, the world serpent, born to encircle and devour the world? Kaido called his final attack Ragnarok. He spoke of Joy Boy. He believed in a prophecy. So did Rox. And now we see that Loki too was tied to those very threads. Both were called monsters. Both tied to apocalyptic imagery. Both sons of fate. Perhaps Kaido wasn't delusional. Perhaps he was miscast. Maybe the prophecy of the serpent wasn't about him at all, but about Loki. We assumed Loki consumed Elbaf's legendary fruit. But in chapter 1152, we saw a theft. A figure, not Loki, stealing the devil fruit from the inner sanctum. If that fruit wasn't his, then what did he eat? Or more disturbingly, what was that fruit? Rumors say it was a Nika fruit, the world government's most sacred secret, the one stolen by Shanks, the one linked to Joy Boy himself. If so, the implications unravel everything. The war is not just about kings and islands. It's about the resurrection of gods. Ida, Harald's true love, was not from Elbaf. She was peace incarnate, foreign, gentle, unafraid of giants or their brutality. And unlike Estrid, she saw Loki not as a monster, but as a boy. She raised Edredin. She told him to embrace his brother. She calmed Harald's wrath. She, not prophecy, was a true shaper of fate. And in a world ruled by violence, It was kindness that threatened the throne the most. The world government does not fear power. It fears unity. Giants, fishmen, and ancient bloodlines uniting under one purpose? That's what Emu cannot allow. That's why Harald had to die. Not for war crimes, but for dreams. For daring to believe that Elbaf could be more than a war machine. Because the true crime was trying to heal the world. In the end, it is not the flame, nor the sword, nor the king, but the serpent who writes the final verse.